Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 mk2, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Willie writes in and asks if we can edit just one bar in an 8-bar loop so that you don't have to work on all 8 bars at a time if you have 8 bars and you just want to work on one bar. You absolutely can. I'm going to show you a few things because maybe some folks haven't seen this or thought about this process and workflow before, but let's say we want to just record a really basic kick and snare, and we just want to do this in one bar. So I'm just going to come in, we're going to do one bar here to begin with. I'm going to hit record, and we get in here. So super basic, like you guys have probably done this a million times. So we got this recorded, I'm going to hit exit. Now let's say the next thing I want to do is I want to add some hats, but I want them to vary over 2 bars. What I'm going to do is hit pattern edit and pad 3. I'm going to tap in the enter button here and just go duplicate so that we've now doubled it. So instead of being a 1-bar loop, this is now 2 bars. And if I exit out of here and go record and hit pad 3, we can see it says 2 bars here. I hit record and I'm going to go switch over to the bank here and we're in record. So now we've got this loaded in. So we've got a 2-bar loop. Now let's say at this point, I'm ready to go to 8 bars. So again, I'm going to go pattern edit to pattern 3. I duplicate it from 2 to 4 bars. So now it's a 4-bar loop. And then if I do it again, it's now at 8 bars. So what I can do is, let's say I want to edit 1 bar to begin with. What I can do is control knob 1 is still going to modify your BPM. So unless you want to change it, don't hit that. The control knob 2 is, my radio voice is kicking in. My daughter got me sick, but I will be totally cool. Excuse me. So for control knob 2, what you want to do, it says loop start, and that's to some extent correct. And then the second one, or the control knob 3 says loop length. I wouldn't think of them as loop length. I would think of them as start and end points for your pattern, because watch this. I'm going to go change the loop here. Changing the knob doesn't change the endpoint at all. But if I do this, this is kind of weird. So if I go loop length all the way down and end all the way to the beginning, I can then change the loop start and it's going to hold on to that endpoint. But as soon as I start going to change the loop start going left, it's going to remove it. So I mentally, I just think of this as start and end points and just kind of dial in what I want and be done with it. So with how I have this set right now, I can go edit the 5th bar if I want. If I want to go edit the 1st bar, just zip it over, get it to 1-1, and kind of just put it where you'd like. As you can see, the behavior is a little goofy. Anyway, let's say I want to go edit the 1st bar first. We can do this, and we're just going to exit out. Now, the thing to know is if you do a record and you do the hit pad 3 and hit record, it's going to basically give you the whole 8 bars. And this is where I think people can get kind of stuck, because they're like, I just set the start and end point. What the heck is going on here? It's setting up and recording across the whole 8 bars. So what you actually need to do, if you want this to work the way you want it to, is you have to play this pattern first. And now you can see it's going to loop over the 1st bar. Because it's now looping over the 1st bar, if you hit record, you've now engaged record, and it's going to just only loop over this 1st part. So if I want to now come in and play something else, go into rehearsal first so I can hear. So yeah, I can do something like that. So we get that recorded. Now if I want, that's going to be baked into the pattern. Again, if I want to go change the 2nd bar now, I just do pattern edit in pad 3. We move the loop. I do this from time to time. Don't want to change the BPM. We want to change the start. So now I move over to the 2nd bar. I exit out. And as I said, don't do record and then pad 3, because if I do that, it's going to say 8 bars and it's going to give me the whole 8 bars. Again, you have to play the pattern first. And now we can see it's just looping over bar 2. Then I can hit record to engage record to do what I want. So let's say we want a different pattern. So now we've got 2 different patterns in this, or two different, I guess, rhythms for kind of like that bassy sound in this pattern. So I can hear both of them, because I could loop over the two if I want. So pattern edit pad 3, I can come in and adjust the endpoint so that I'm looping now over the 2 bars for 1 1 to 2 4. And if I exit out, we can hear it kind of switches. Now, I wouldn't do this, but I'm just trying to show you like this does work and how to do it. So yeah, pattern edit pad 3 again. I can now come in and adjust the loop start. So let's say I want to start on 3 1 and 4 4. So we have a 2-bar loop. Totally do that. One last time, don't do record and the pad because it's going to do it across all 8. You have to start playing it first and then tap record to get into the recording so that you can start playing over the bars. So as long as you know that, it's totally easy to record and work on the subsections of a longer extended pattern. And I think it's a great way to kind of get in and make a larger piece and then kind of get in and edit things, because you can do the duplication where maybe you build up a whole bunch of sounds playing first over like 2 or 4 bars and then just start duplicating it. You actually create a full song because you can go up to 64 bars. So being able to, use the delete mode while you're in record to erase things out, play in some new things to get like some new riffs and change it up. Totally great way to compose and, use one track to make a full song. So anyway, thank you for the question, Willie. I think it's a great question. I hope this helps people out. And everybody, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music. Keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And I'm losing my voice. Cheers.